Hi everyone. Hello. Can you hear? Hi everyone and welcome to the session where we talk about one of the latest initiatives that have been recently launched by the Digital Government Authority in Saudi Arabia, which is the digital inclusiveness in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia to enable people with disability and elderly. Today, we'll talk about the overall of the digital transformation and innovation in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Then we'll talk about the Digital Inclusiveness Program with its usability lab, and we'll end up with some success stories from digital inclusiveness initiatives. If you have any question, you may ask at the end of this session. To start with, actually, the digital government or the Vision 2030 prioritize digital transformation and innovation to ensure the successful achievement of the national goals of vibrant society, thriving economy, as well as ambitious nation. And because of that, as you can see, the Saudi Arabia is ranked top in the government global indexes. For example, it's ranked first regionally in the SQA, which is the Government Electronic and Mobile Service Index. It's ranked number third globally in the Government Tech Maturity Index by the World Bank, and it's ranked number 6 globally in the e-government development index, as well as number 8 in the digital in the WSIDA index as digital government most progressing country. The Digital Government Authority, who was established in 2021 to be or play a main role of organizing the digital landscape in Saudi Arabia in collaboration with the government entities. The Digital Government Authority, as a result, have established an innovation hub for the sake of fostering innovation, as well as enable government entities to design and test their creative solution. What we have or provide inside the Innovation Hub. First of all, there are some programs and initiatives falls under the Innovation Hub. Firstly, we provide digital advisory and study where we consult the government entity in terms of digital transformation agenda, as well as enriching the digital content with the latest digital study. At the same time, one of the success story is the training program, which was called Qudratic. We have trained more than 400 employees among whether they are professional or executive employees in different government entities. At the same time, we are providing awards and digital competitiveness program to incentivize government entity to reshape their digital solutions and products to their end user. At the same time, we provide innovation and experience design. And lastly, emerging technology program to make some proof of concept of the latest technology and examine that in collaboration with the government entities to see to what extent the technology can bring a digital solution for different government entities. Secondly, we provide some labs and spaces. These labs include design studio, usability lab, learning experience lab, emerging technology lab, as well as experiment or X-reality lab. For example, in the learning experience, we are observing the current tools and techniques being provided as a learning techniques, and we reshape those techniques inside the observation room. As well as in the emerging technology lab, we are examining to what extent some emerging technologies, for example, a digital twin, can play a vital role when it comes to the digital transformation and innovation. Now let's talk about our initiative that have been recently launched by Digital Government Authority, which is Digital Inclusivity Program. As you can see, before we start, there is a need for such initiative. More than 1.6 million elder population, which equals to 4.8 of the total population of 35 million, and this number is expected to increase by 11% in 2023. At the same time, 1.4 million people with disability in Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which is equals to 4.2% of the total population of 35 millions. Some examples of those disability include cognitive impairments, mobility impairments, visual impairments, and other physical difficulties and hearing impairments. So because of that, the Digital Government Authority have launched the Digital Inclusivity Program to advance the government excellence in the digital inclusivity and accessibility of government services. It provides essential tools and enablers to support digital integration and foster innovation in the delivery of government services. And there are a couple of things I would like to highlight here. Firstly, what we mean by inclusiveness is to ensure independency and easy of use of digital services for everyone, while inclusiveness aims not to digitize the services, but rather to ensure they are designed to include everyone. The objective of Digital Inclusivity Program includes increasing the independence rate of users in accessing government services by designing services that are accessible and easy to use for all groups, including elderly and persons with disability. And secondly, aligning with the accessibility standard means making sure that the digital services and platform follow recognized guidelines like WCAG to ensure they are usable for everyone, including people with disability. Thirdly, humanizing the service experience for the sake of providing accessible services for individuals who face challenges in dealing with digital devices, including elderly and patients. The type of target audience we are seeking for the time being are two types of audience: government entities, because they provide a product and services, and individual, and especially people with disability and elderly who are in a need for support of those digital services and product. What I'm trying to say here, although the program covers many sectors and audience, our attentions for the time being are focused mainly and precisely for those given audience. As you can see, the Digital Inclusivity Program comes with a lot of services. First of all, we provide digital and physical solution, which is design and develop digital and physical product and services, whether targeting person with disability or the elderly. And this service is linked directly to the SDGs number, goal number 4.C and goal number 11.7. The consultation and evaluation services, where we evaluate government services and products and provide support regarding the effectiveness in targeting persons with disability and elderly. And this service is linked directly with the SDGs number, goal number 11.7. For the community participation, what do we mean by that? Ensuring the participation of persons with disability and elderly during the design of policies and products, and take their opinion into consideration. And this links directly to goal number 9.6, goal number 10.2, and goal number 16.7. We at the same time provide a service of motivation and rewards, where we encourage government entities to provide initiatives and accessible services for persons with disability and elderly. And this link directly to goal number 10.2. We provide services for legislation and compliance in terms of reviewing and assessing the extent of government entities' compliance with digital legislation to ensure it aligns with the need of persons with disability and the elderly. And this service linked to the SDGs number 10.2 and 16.7. At the same time, we train government entities to ensure they follow the latest needs when it comes to ensure and include people with disability in their digital services and products. Now we'll move into the usability lab as an enabler for our initiative, which is Digital Inclusivity Program. It's actually the Inclusion Lab is dedicated space empowering government entities to utilize its cutting-edge technologies to enhance the user experience of their digital product and services. The lab have a lot of features, including eye tracking technology, audio tools, 360 cameras. And this is some of the photos being taken from the lab's observation room and usability testing room. What I'm trying to say, the target audience of the digital inclusion labs include two types of audience: our internal digital government authority teams, where they can examine the usability and accessibility of both external and internal products to enhance the overall digital experience. We provide such lab as well to the government entities to serve them with, let's say, looking into enhance the overall digital experience in terms of especially usability and accessibility. The services that the Digital Inclusion Lab provides, including enhancing digital services delivery for the sake of better digital services, and ensuring compliance and accessibility, which comes into account the WCAG compliance. At the same time, the services of supporting digital transformation and continuous improvement to foster a culture of continuous improvement and innovation in the design and delivery of government services. Let's move into some success stories from digital inclusivity initiatives in the Saudi Arabia. First of all, Ministry of Justice with their service Mobile Notary Services. A free service is provided by Ministry of Justice through Najis application, targeting individual unable to visit notary offices, such as elder citizens, patients, people with disability. As a result of this service, more than 50,000 beneficiaries of this service. The second service is the Ministry of Interior with their service of taqdeer service, which means respecting service, which falls under humanizing the service. It's an electronic social service dedicated to individuals who are unable to visit civil offices, such as elders, citizens, patients, people with disability. Through this service, civil services are provided at their location. As a result of such service, more than 75,000 users who have utilized such service. The third success story is the Saudi Red Crescent Authority with their service for visual communication service. It's providing system for visual communication centers for individuals with hearing impairments like deaf and mute, offering sign language service using video call technology by certified specialists with high experiment and profession. This service aims to deliver emerging assistance to the deaf and mute community while ensuring the highest level of security and privacy. As a result of such service, more than 35,000 people have utilized such service. The last example or success story we have is from the Ministry of National Guard Health Affairs with their services. It's called Between Them. The Between Them application over interactive virtual calls, allowing patients to connect with their families in a virtual environment. It enables patients to evaluate their experience and share feedback on the provided service. And as a result of such service, more than 44,000 users and especially patients have utilized such service. What I'm trying to say here, this is an example that we brought to you from Digital Government Authority about how we include people, disabled people, in our current products and services, and ensuring the redesigning of services at their needs. Thank you for your listening, and please, if you have any question, go ahead. Yes.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, this is Adil Hussain from Norwegian Digitalization Agency and the Norwegian Authority for Universal Design of ICT. In other part of the world, so the term used is digital accessibility and digital inclusiveness. But in Norway, we use term universal design, and that's why we have Authority for Universal Design of ICT Norway. So my question is about, I have actually three questions. Then question one is regulatory authority that regulate the businesses if they compliance with the national legislation. And my second question is about, you mentioned you are following WCAG standards, and WCAG have like 78 requirements. 78 success criteria. So how many of these requirements businesses are obliged to follow? My third question is like you mentioned the legislation only applied to public sector bodies. So if in Saudi Arabia, I see it's a six rank in UN e-government index. So my third question is, why not private sectors are included? And maybe I have one more question. It's about, you mentioned digital services. So what kind of digital services the legislation applies to? Is it only websites or mobile applications or self-service machines? Maybe digital documents like PDF, EPUBs or other documents? Thanks.
Thank you. Let's answer the first question about the regulations. Actually, there is what we call it a platform. It's called e-participation, where people can send their feedback about the current services and products being provided by government entities. So the end user, whether citizens, visitors, can reshape the future of the government in Saudi Arabia. So in terms of regulations, the government, Digital Government Authority works hand in hand with other government entities to ensure the latest legislation when it comes to digital transformation and innovation. The second question, I believe, or it was about the ranking of Saudi Arabia as a sixth in the UN. It's a success stories that we brought here to ensure collaboration. It's all about collaboration. Digital Government Authority have worked with all government entities to ensure there are no one left behind when it comes to providing a digital service or delivery of digital services to the end user. I think the third question was about the naming of whether it's called accessibility or
My third question was actually the number of requirements businesses, public sector bodies have to follow. In VCAG, you mentioned VCAG. So VCAG actually have 78 success criteria. So how many requirements public sector bodies in Saudi have to follow? And fourth question was why the legislation not applies to private sector bodies, because as you mentioned, Saudi Arabia ranks 6 in the UN e-government ranking. So because I know that private sector they also develop services that government supply again to their citizens. So that's why I'm asking question why it don't apply to private. So two questions basically.
Yeah, I got it. For the private sectors, actually we have an initiative called SADF, a Digital Government Authority, which include the PP or 3 PP, where there is a collaboration between government entities and private sectors to design a digital service for the government entity or on behalf of government entities by the private sectors. So there is an initiative, we have it, it's called SADF for such goal. For the requirements, as far as I know, we are following precisely the WCAG standard for the time being. Thank you.
السلام عليكم. اسمحوا لي أن أتحدث بالعربية. قصي الشطي من دولة الكويت. بداية أود أن أعبر عن سعادتي بتواجد المملكة العربية السعودية اليوم في المنتدى العربي المنتدى الإنترنت وبهذا الحدث، ونتمنى أن يستمر تواجدها في المنتدى العالمي لحوكمة الإنترنت. بداية على التجربة الممتازة لديجيتال انكلوسيفنس لاب، والسؤال هو من باب معرفة الاستفاء، يعني باعتباره من أفضل الممارسات. كيف تبدأ المبادرة من الجهة الحكومية أو من المستفيد للدخول في تجربة ديجيتال انكلوسيفنس لاب، وكيف تبدأ الإجراءات إلى الوصول إلى المنتج النهائي كمبادرة؟ وثم هل في هذا السياق هل نعتبر أحد مسرعات تطبيق التكنولوجيا في المملكة العربية السعودية؟ وشكرا.
الله يعطيك العافية أخوي قصي، شكرا على سؤالك. التجربة يمكن استعرضنا حنا اللابات اللي هيئة الحكومة الرقمية توفرها للجهات الحكومية كمساحة لاختبار الخدمات والمنتجات الحالية. يمكن حتى استعرضنا الفيجنري لاب يتم من خلالها عمل الأوبزرفيشن للكيرنت سيرفيسز والبرودكتس لجميع الخدمات الحكومية. فالطلب يبدأ من الجهة الحكومية، يعملون الريزرفيشن لزيارة المركز واختبار يعني الخدمات الحالية الموجودة لهم، وإكزامينج وعمل الأوبزرفيشن تيستينج انفايرمنت داخل هذه اللابات. على ضوءها يتم مشاركة تقرير نهائي على الكيرنت سيتويشن للأوفرينجز للسيرفيس والبرودكتس، وكيف إنها يتم تحسينها for the end users later on. أتمنى أني جاوبت على سؤالك. أعتقد ما عندنا. I think we don't have another question. Thank you again for attending such session. Thank you so much.